On today's episode of The Front Row, we are at the Texas Tech University School of Music, where our special guest is Dr. Roger Landis, who is a senior lecturer, and he's also the associate director of the Vernacular Music Center here at Texas Tech University, and he directs all kinds of really cool ensembles, including bagpipe ensembles and other things, and something called the Balkan Ensemble, which is giving a concert tonight, Monday night, and we wanted to talk to Roger about that. Roger, welcome back to the Front Row. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much, Glenn. It's great to be here again.
Great. So when I see something like, Balkan Ensemble, that makes me think, there's probably some sort of nationalistic thing, like we can listen to Hungarian music and it's Hungarian, listen to Czech music and it's Czech. So I'm assuming that Balkan music has its own kind of sound. I'm guessing, is that right? Is that right?
Yes, and the reason why we use the term is that it's a region. It's the Balkan Peninsula. Greece would be the lower end of that peninsula, and it does include nationalities, but several of them because it is regional, right?
Okay.
And there are, of course, lots of variations locally within the broader regional style. But what kind of unites it stylistically and historically is it is a part of Europe that for centuries was a part of the Ottoman Empire. And so there is a real historical multi-century combination of Western and Eastern musical approaches. And as I said, it does vary. Greece has one way of doing it, or if you go to the Greek island of Crete, it's different still. But you go further north, you get something else. You go further east, you get something else. But it was a crossroads of, politically, cultural, economically, but musically, this Balkan musical heritage is a result of that contact over several centuries. And just kind of in a nutshell, Balkan music tends to be organized around a system of modes, is what we would say in the West. There are various names in various languages for them. In Arabic and Turkish, they call them makams. But it's a scale, a musical scale, that has like compositional attributes. But unlike Western European or Central European music, it tends not to be organized around harmonic structures.
Okay.
So we might play chords along with a dance tune that's in one of these modes, but we're not going to. The composition is not organized around the chord structures the way Central and Western European music tends to be, and also there's a very strong tradition of improvisation in it, and so that's one of the things in this ensemble we prioritize, but probably the thing that most listeners who are unfamiliar with it would first notice the first time they hear it is that the meters are unusual, and what they tend to be what we call asymmetrical meters, not easily divided by two. If you think about 6/8 or 12/8 or 4/4, we can divide that bar exactly in the middle, right?
Right.
But if we're in 7/8 or 9/8, we're not going to be able to do that kind of easy subdivision.
Right.
So you get groupings of long and short beats.
Right.
And it's all based around a certain approach to dancing. With the dancers would say short steps and long steps, so the music reflects that approach to dancing, and it can be really challenging for American musicians and American musical students. They find it really fascinating. So the fact that you have in often non-Western scales, these modes, and then asymmetrical meters, and then we're improvising but not around chord structures, can seem very kind of foreign and exotic to American students. And that's one of the reasons why I founded the ensemble in 2012. So we've been going, this is our 15th year.
15th year, yeah. Well, when you talk about the meter, that would be one of the things that would first alert me, and I would say, that's probably Balkan, and other people probably, but instinctually would sort of understand that without actually being able to put a name to it. But yeah, that's sort of the defining thing.
Yeah.
And I love what you said about modes. Yeah, it's I can see all of those things making into a music.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's just a different approach to creating a musical language, musical environment, and it's very dance based.
Yeah.
Now we'll have a number of. I think we're going to have 3 songs as part of our performance on tonight, but most of it, what we play is dance music.
Yeah. Right. Well, what led you to found the ensemble? Interest in the music, but also maybe personnel or instruments? What did you do?
So my background, I was a professional musician full time for several decades, and my background primarily is in Irish traditional music, and my instrument is the bouzouki, which is not a traditional Irish music, or wasn't originally. It comes from Greece, but the Irish in the 1960s borrowed it and integrated it into their music. That's how I came to it. And then through the connection with the bouzouki, I got interested in Balkan music through some really innovative Irish musicians, namely Andy Irvin was a huge inspiration for me. He went to Bulgaria and learned Bulgarian music because he wanted to explore that connection. And I learned some of that music from him and then pursued it. And so when I came here in 2009 as a graduate student and was teaching, it was actually a couple of years later, I was teaching our entry course for music majors. They all take this course in their first fall semester here when they're beginning on their degrees, and it's now called Creating the Critical Listener. I had a slightly different name then, but I played an example of Balkan music for these students, and I could almost tell who the percussionists were, right? And then, and this is often the case. You play an example for these highly motivated, extremely talented students, and their response to different aspects of the music can kind of tell you what their instrument is if you didn't know already. And so I got such a response to this example that the next class meeting I just kind of threw out, well, it occurred to me that it might be a good idea to offer a Balkan ensemble here at Tech. How many of you are interested in that? Just catch me after class. And so I had like 7 students who, out of I think 80, who said if it were offered, they would sign up for it. So then I went to Dr. Christopher Smith, the head of the VMC, and I said, is this something we could do under the VMC? And then we went to Bill Ballinger, who was our director, and got the approval for this. And so I had those 7 or 8 students for 4 years.
All right. Yeah.
And then when they got ready to graduate, our final program, they composed most of it. We did a composition project in that final semester, and that was kind of their farewell to Tech. It was great.
Yeah. Great. Well, you have the current Balkan Ensemble, and you have a concert coming up tonight. Give us some details.
Okay, so we're going to be in Himley Recital Hall at 8 p.m. We have 14 members now. We've grown.
Great.
Wide instrumentation, violin, cello, flute, clarinet, bass clarinet, harmonium, keyboard, guitar, electric bass, and we've got 4 percussionists now, and we currently have 3 singers. I think I covered everybody. Yeah. So we've, this is as large as the ensemble has ever been. It's been this size for about the last 2 years. And great players. These students are just devouring the music and really making a contribution. And in certain cases, they're learning to improvise for the first time through Balkan music,
right.
Which is one of the things that this ensemble can offer. This institution, I think, is a different approach to improvisation. But improvisation is important for musicians to learn. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Are you doing in the music that's not improvised? Are you doing your own arrangements to fit the ensemble? I guess.
Yeah, I lead the ensemble. It is a conductorless ensemble. It's like it operates more like a chamber ensemble. I cue them if I need to, but a lot of times I'll have them cue each other. and when we improvise, we cue each other in and out of our solos and then back into the form. And in terms of arrangements, I kind of lead them in arranging, but we make a lot of those decisions, which is common in vernacular music. You make those decisions as a committee, right?
Yeah.
Everybody gets a vote. Somebody feels strongly about something, we hear them out and we try it. Everybody's ideas get tried. There is one piece that is not traditional, that it was composed. I composed it, but it uses traditional forms. And because I wrote the melody, I kind of took the lead on arranging that one.
Mm-hmm.
But most of what we do is arrange communally. And of course, when individuals are singing, we follow their lead so that we make sure that the instrumental playing is in support of the vocals, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, it kind of depends on what we're playing. And,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are the songs in English?
No.
Oh, cool. Tell us.
We have 2 songs in Bulgarian and 1 song in Turkish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're really cool.
Well, and our singers really take the time to get the pronunciation right.
Mm-hmm.
They'll find the resources. Sometimes we're lucky enough to have a local speaker who can walk them through it, or we've worked with various singers from different traditions, meeting on Zoom and getting coachings.
Yeah.
But yeah, they take it serious, very serious, and also the singing style as well. It's a different kind of singing.
Yeah. Well, wonderful. I think it's great that Texas Tech has a Balkan Ensemble. I think it's great you're leading it, and all the best to you in the concert. Once more, time and place.
Hemley Recital Hall tonight at 8 p.m. And the concert will last about an hour.
All right. Sounds great. Roger Landis is the director of the Balkan Ensemble, part of the Vernacular Music Center here at Texas Tech University, the School of Music. Roger, as always, thank you so much for being our guest on the show today.
Thank you, Clint. We really appreciate